We're looking forward to this, the size and power of Volker WODZICH against the movability and the sneakiness of JASUR BAYKUZIYEV. Strength or tactics? Where's your money on this one?
It's very tough to say. BAYKUZIYEV's been really sharp all day, and in the last fight it showed that fighting a taller opponent didn't really mean much to him at all. Picked up his points when he needed to, and ended up winning that fight. And WODZICH, he was good, but I can't quite see him taking this one, to be honest. I think my money would definitely be on BAYKUZIYEV.
Yeah, two different semi-finals in this one, wasn't there? There was the standoffish of WODZICH versus Sila, and then there was the tactical nous of BAYKUZIYEV against an attacking Mardani. Mardani just couldn't find the target. He was on the attack constantly, just couldn't find what he really needed. We saw WODZICH every now and again in his semi-final come up with something quite big. We thought he got a face shot against Sila, and it appeared that Sila had got his hands in the way in that semi-final, but there was nothing explosive from the big German. However, BAYKUZIYEV, Mardani was a bit bigger than him. WODZICH is a lot bigger than him.
Yeah, without a doubt. And yeah, I can see WODZICH coming out from the start, trying to control him, using those long legs, using a lot of straight work to try and put BAYKUZIYEV in the back foot. But as we saw in the last fight, BAYKUZIYEV's very comfortable being there, and he's very happy scoring points from that position.
Well, no confusion this time. In the blue, JASUR BAYKUZIYEV. He's knocked out Mardani and Gabani from the Ivory Coast on his way here. WODZICH got his way past current European junior and senior champion Arman Marshall-Silo, who we expected to be quite dominant in that semi-final. Wasn't allowed to dominate. The 28-year-old German using all of his experience and maybe just a few more years of experience as well to outmaster Arman Marshall-Silo. It wasn't anything to write home about in that semi-final. This one, on the other hand, it really does pit two different styles against each other. Something's got to give. We're about to find out where. WODZICH in the red, BAYKUZIYEV in the blue. There you can see these previous results. Here is the big German. Lopez, Kuznetsov and Day and Sia. Silla was the only time he needed the golden point. He's racked up 7 twice on his way here. And Kuznetsov in the last 16 couldn't find a way to score a point. So he's had technically 2 clean sheets, if you like, on his way here, and 2 big point scores as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think his style, with his style, you can see why that is, because he likes to control the fight a lot, but if someone obviously tries to fight back against him, it's going to create quite an action-packed fight, whereas someone kind of accepts him and lets him set the pace, then it's going to be a low-scoring match.
So referee Rodriguez to oversee our final here. So just a difference of 6 places in the world rankings between these. And BAYKUZIYEV just goes over to the German coach and gets a hug from him. German coach then looks across at the Uzbeki coach and gives him a bit of a wave. So fairly friendly, and as you said a little bit earlier on, it's you're all quite friendly off the mat.
Yeah. And
then the moment the referee says go, you lot just change.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously with this Grand Prix series, the top 32 all see each other very often, all fight against each other very often, and you get a point very early on here.
Well, WODZICH has he's completely dumbfounded us from his semi-final performance. He's come out and scored a point very early.
Yeah, I'm surprised by this actually, because he seems almost more on the front foot, looking to score points early on, whereas in the last fight he was much more on the back foot.
Yeah, it took nearly a foot's difference, I'd imagine, here, if not a little bit more, in these two.
Yeah, it's something you can get in the heavyweights because obviously it's an open weight, so you can get anyone any size.
BAYKUZIYEV, as Ruben saying, in the semi-final was happy for Mardani to come at him and kind of pick him off. Here, he seems to have changed his ideas somewhat. He looks like he wants to go at WODZICH. WODZICH perhaps suffering with something muscular on the neck, bit of pink tape on the back right-hand side of his neck.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Obviously, fighting all these big guys we would have had 4 fights already. Could easily have taken a heavy knock.
BAYKUZIYEV goes in close with a punch. Doesn't score. But he was just showing WODZICH that he can get in close and he can be dangerous.
Yeah, that's definitely an option for him there. If he can stand on WODZIC's toes, get really close to him, WODZICH won't have time to counter when he does look to attack.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise us if BAYKUZIYEV tried to get a lot closer to WODZICH and really sort of nullify the long reach of the German.
Yeah, however, with the risk, he does run the risk of obviously WODZICH just picking his leg up if he stands in his distance. If he gets too close, he can easily get caught out.
So BAYKUZIYEV trails by 1 as they come towards the end of this first round. He won't be worried by that in the slightest. He's picked up points from bigger characters on his way to this final, but they'll sit down and have a discussion on how he can get past VOLKER WODZICH. If you remember rightly, in the semi-final, BAYKUZIYEV looked all out of sorts in the first round of the semi-final as well, didn't he? Remember, he sat down, bit of ice on the back of the neck, whereas Mardani looked all confident and maybe a little bit cocky, if you like. BAYKUZIYEV sat there, got ice to his neck. Here, pretty similar. He hasn't had the greatest of first rounds. Needs to perhaps go back and regroup.
Yeah, definitely, and even more in this fight, he's been more in control, so we could see even more of a step up from the last fight, because in the last fight he was very much on the back foot and not really doing a lot, whereas this fight he started off in control and he's in a similar position now where he's not really looking too up for it, but he came out very strong.
Maybe he uses the first round to get the measure of his opponent, and then he knows he's got 2 more to go at it. Here he's got a 1-point deficit to try and get past as well.
Yeah, exactly. As we've already seen in these semi-finals and finals, a point can often not mean a lot.
BAYKUZIYEV in the blue, and early he's hurt WODZICH, and then goes in close again. And well, we said he came out on the front foot in the first round. He's done exactly the same here.
Yeah, definitely looking for the points, moving a little bit, faking a little bit, just looking to draw that front leg out from WODZICH and capitalise on when he puts it down. Not quite scoring with that kick there.
A loud squeal goes out in Manchester Central, but it's still advantage WODZICH here. 30 seconds of the second round gone in this men's over 80 kilograms category. Powerful thud against the side of BAYKUZIYEV's left-hand side, but not good enough to score for WODZICH. Is WODZICH trying to slow this down here again?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's just trying to extend the distance just a little bit. He's aware that because he's trying to get on his toes, he's trying to make the distance a little bit longer, keeping on the end of his legs, where he's a lot more comfortable and he can really kill the pace.
Just showing, though, for a big fella that he's got some good speed with the legs there as well. Nearly caught BAYKUZIYEV napping.
Yeah, definitely. As we saw with that, spinning headshot that he went for. Oh, that's brilliant. It's really unfortunate not to score.
Well, I'll tell you what, for the size of WODZICH, let's take a look. The highlights at the end of this round, that must have been close from BAYKUZIYEV, and the size of WODZICH for BAYKUZIYEV to get his foot right up there was very impressive, but still to score in this final, BAYKUZIYEV.
Yeah, because if he's looking, just use his front leg just to distract WODZICH, and scoring with his back leg, with his right leg. First of all, we saw him go to the head earlier on, just missing, then looked to go to the body, didn't quite score. It's definitely an option for him, but he needs to be careful of the distance here, because WODZICH is very good at just picking up his front leg.
So the end of that round. It's not high scoring by any stretch of the imagination. WODZICH controlled his semi-final. He's trying to control his final. It's just a surprise to us to see that JASUR BAYKUZIYEV is actually pushing more than I think he did in his entire semi-final.
Yeah, without a doubt. He must have, obviously, him and his coach will have watched WODZIC's fights from today before they've obviously come down to the mat now. And maybe they've seen something in that where they've thought, let's pressure him rather than be on the back foot.
Well, WODZICH is proving as he did in the semi-final, to be very cool, very calm. And BAYKUZIYEV continues to get some ice to the back of the neck and some instructions from his coach, and we're called back for the very final time here.
Yeah, Wodzic had a really simple game plan here. He's just using his front leg to control his opponent, but it's been really simple but effective. He's been really sharp with it. He's got his distance right for the most part, except the one time where BAYKUZIYEV came very close with a headshot.
Wodzic thought about going for a spin and changed his mind. He left him off balance somewhat, but BAYKUZIYEV couldn't find the target with his next approach. BAYKUZIYEV just needs to tag Wodzic in the right place to get himself level. Just a touch of hands after coming together. And again, BAYKUZIYEV not afraid to try and stretch those legs up on the big opponent.
Yeah, again, he's using his left leg just to clash Wodzic's first kick, because Wodzic is always looking to just pick that front leg up. And BAYKUZIYEV he's very aware of that. He's trying to clash that first kick and then go high with his right leg.
As it draws closer to the end, we'll start to see BAYKUZIYEV moving it closer and closer and just desperate to nick that point that he needs. Here, Wodzic trying to hold it off, and BAYKUZIYEV's got it with 60 seconds or so remaining. We're all square again.
It's that punch he's been looking for all fight. He's finally got the timing right, finally hit it hard enough to get the referees to give him the point.
Only 2004 Asian champion, steal a march on his German opponent here, the Russian Open winner, semi-finalist of the European Championships this year. Wodzic, he's having a pretty decent 2014. But here, he's led from virtually the first 10 seconds of the fight. And now, BAYKUZIYEV has got it level, and we're into the final 25 seconds. And again, BAYKUZIYEV, you just see his hands as they get closer. He's just trying to pull the arms back. Wodzic was quick enough to make the grasp.
Yeah. Constantly looking for that punch. He's looking for the punch or looking for the right leg to the body or high. He's looking to get rid of this front leg that Wodzic is using and capitalise.
Sound of impact again, but nothing scoring. Final 10, and that's a big moment for Wodzic here.
That'll be 3-1. Brilliant. He's been spending the whole fight just using his front leg, and that's all that BAYKUZIYEV's been expecting. Changes it up, does a back kick, spinning kick. He's got 2 points for that. Well, it should be 2 points, which make it 3-1.
On your screen at the moment, it says 2-1. Ruben believes there's an extra one about to get added here.
That shows the importance of variation there.
And, well, as you come back to us live, there you can see an extra point added to Wodzic. 2 seconds. BAYKUZIYEV, make yourself a hero, son, if you can. And he can't. Not quite. It was just a giant step too far for BAYKUZIYEV. He beat the bigger Mardani in the semi-final, but the even bigger Volker Wodzic of Germany does enough to take it. And, well, he's looked calm and he's looked collective all the way through the rounds here in Manchester. And may you celebrate, sir. May you celebrate indeed. Wodzic takes it 3-1. You've seen him live here tonight twice in the semi-finals and in the final. Just cool and calm, isn't he?
Yeah, really relaxed. He's got a very simple game plan, just controlling people with the front leg. But as he showed there, he's very capable of doing other kicks, especially the back kick. He nearly scored a high one against Silla in the semi-finals. And then, obviously, taking the win with that one there.
Well, he's taking a moment to get a picture with his coach. And off comes the equipment. He's worn that all day, but he's worn it to good effect because it's got him a gold medal and a check. We'll take you through the highlights of the men's over 80 kilogram category. BAYKUZIYEV and Wodzic were the last men standing in this category, but Wodzic was left standing last. The Uzbekistani went at him early, and it was a real change of game plan from what we'd seen from BAYKUZIYEV in the earlier rounds. This time he decided to attack Wodzic from the start, and actually it was Wodzic who scored very, very early on, and the German held on to that till quite late into the third round. BAYKUZIYEV got himself back in it, but a big moment from the big man. Won it near the end.
Yeah,
BAYKUZIYEV 1, WODZICH 3. Ruben, a good end to that fight from a German perspective.
Yeah, definitely. He spent all fight, most of the day even, just controlling with the front leg, using his front leg. And he's led BAYKUZIYEV, and myself included, probably everyone here, into believing that's all he's going to do. And out of nowhere, he just goes with an attack back kick, catches BAYKUZIYEV off guard right at the death of the match to take it.
That was the moment there, just there, that spin kick into the chest, and you could see